The US economy just did something it hasn't done in 2 years. It surged. According to the latest data, the US economy grew at an annualized rate of 4.3%, the fastest pace in 2 years. That number may sound abstract, but it has very real consequences for your money, your job, your investments, and the cost of your everyday life. The big question is not whether the economy is growing. The real question is whether this growth is good news for you or a warning sign you shouldn't ignore. At first glance, strong economic growth sounds like a win for everyone. A growing economy usually means businesses are producing more, consumers are spending more, and companies are hiring. That often leads to higher corporate profits, rising stock prices, and stronger confidence across financial markets. For investors, this kind of growth can fuel optimism, especially in sectors like technology, consumer discretionary, and industrials. When companies earn more, shareholders often benefit. But there is another side to this story. Fast growth also brings pressure. When demand rises quickly, prices tend to rise with it. Inflation doesn't disappear just because growth is strong. In fact, strong growth can make inflation harder to control. And inflation is what quietly erodes your purchasing power. If your income isn't rising faster than prices, you may feel poorer even during an economic boom. This is where interest rates come into play. The Federal Reserve closely watches GDP growth numbers like this. A rapidly expanding economy gives the Fed less reason to cut interest rates, and more reason to keep them higher for longer. Higher interest rates affect almost every financial decision you make. Credit cards become more expensive, car loans cost more, mortgages stay elevated. Even student loan payments can feel heavier. For everyday Americans, this means budgeting matters more than ever. While job markets may remain strong in the short term, higher borrowing costs can squeeze household finances. If you're carrying high-interest debt, this kind of economic environment can work against you. Paying off variable rate debt becomes a priority, because those interest charges compound faster when rates stay high. Now, let's talk about wages. Economic growth does not automatically mean your paycheck will grow at the same pace. In some industries, wages rise as companies compete for workers. In others, wages lag behind inflation. If productivity rises faster than salaries, companies benefit more than employees. That is why many people feel financially stressed even when headlines say the economy is booming. From an investment perspective, this kind of growth environment requires balance. Stocks often perform well during periods of strong economic expansion, but not all stocks benefit equally. Companies with heavy debt loads can struggle under higher interest rates. Growth stocks may face pressure if investors shift toward companies with strong cash flow and stable earnings. Diversification becomes critical, not chasing hype, but positioning your portfolio for resilience. For savers, there is a silver lining. Higher interest rates mean better returns on savings accounts, money market funds, and short-term treasuries. For the first time in years, parking cash can actually generate meaningful income. That creates opportunities for conservative investors or anyone building an emergency fund. However, inflation still matters. Earning interest is helpful only if it outpaces rising costs. Housing is another area directly affected by rapid economic growth. Strong demand combined with high mortgage rates creates a difficult market for buyers. Prices remain elevated, affordability is stretched, and many potential homeowners are forced to wait. For renters, this can translate into continued pressure on rents, especially in high-demand cities. Growth does not always make housing more accessible. Sometimes it does the opposite. So what should you do in this environment? First, focus on fundamentals. Control what you can control. Manage debt aggressively. Avoid lifestyle inflation just because the economy appears strong. Build liquidity while interest rates are favorable. Review your investments to ensure they align with long-term goals, not short-term headlines. Second, pay attention to signals, not slogans. A strong GDP number does not guarantee a smooth financial future. Economic momentum can change quickly. What matters most is how prepared you are if growth slows, inflation resurges, or job markets cool. Financial stability comes from planning, not predictions. Finally, remember this: economic growth benefits those who are positioned to take advantage of it. That means informed decisions, disciplined investing, and strategic money management. The economy may be surging, but your financial success depends on how you respond to it. If you want to understand how economic shifts like this impact your money before everyone else does, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Here, we break down complex financial news into clear, practical insights so you can make smarter decisions in an uncertain world. The economy is moving fast, and staying informed is no longer optional.